Well, I don't know. Did we? No, because we never found the thing for the elevator. Like if we had found the thing, the guy is supposed to have the device for the elevator, but all we found is amulets so far and glue. I don't really know what the whole thing with the glue is, but like that's where the crazy guy lived. That's where the But you see, I don't know. You can barely see it like over the shadows of the wall, but like where I'm standing, right here next to it, it looks like there's a little like spot, right? I also don't know why there's two stairways. This is like a teleporter? Looks like a teleporter. And then there's this is where Janet's at, who won't talk to me for some reason. I mean, we've scoured the entire place. I don't see the boss anywhere. The whole Thermeculon person. Unless Janet is actually Thermeculon. And she's got the same dialogue. They got a blood stain, and they got a keyboard, and they got a pinball machine. I mean, this place seems pretty hip, pretty cool, pretty with it. Kids probably dig it. Are you Trimeculon? Alright, I have been every inch of this building. I don't know where else. Wait. So this whole thing's collapsed, right? So the only way to get up is the stairs on the right side. And we go up those stairs, and they're right here. But this also has a staircase. What if I go to the ground floor via this one? No, it takes me here too. It's pointless. It's just terrible building construction, I guess. Okay, dude, I have been all over. I can't find Trimeculon or whatever their name is. I got a few of the trinkets to sell. Anything else I should know? You'll probably see some burnouts on the ground floor. Some church called Parson runs it. Okay. Why do you keep them around? A lot of them are rich. They play a direct load. We redistribute that wealth to the common man. I can support that. It's what we do. What about the Magnificers? Gang of parasites. They all think the magical talent makes them better than everyone else. Because of that, they feel entitled to take what they want. Up until recently, they've been content with pulling pranks and stealing purses. You know, childish track. Then their new leader took over. Calls himself Trithemius. But I remember when he was just a skinny little prick named Yuri. Should have kept a better eye on him, I guess. Should have stomped him flat. Saved everybody a heap of trouble. Trimethius took over the Magnificers, militarized them, convinced them that they could take us, and thanks to that element of surprise, they actually managed to do it. Hey, day, now we're going to show them how bad an idea it is. I think I'll start by breaking Yuri's neck. That's nice. I can't find Yuri, though. Wait, no, we haven't talked to you. Okay, we haven't talked to you. You're the church guy. Okay. A yellow ID tag says Parson. Welcome to the hub, brother. Are you here to share in the splendor of communion? If so, I can show you to an empty terminal. I have some questions to you about local gang activity. We do seem to have more than our fair share. Very well, I will answer your questions. I am looking for Trithemius. Do you know where to find him? You. The smile fades from Parsons' face. Trithemius is a dangerous man. Why do you ask? Made a deal with Ulrich. Trithemius is involved. Trithemius is almost certainly upstairs, hidden away from the outside world. I wouldn't advise going after him, but his mind's made up. I suppose you can't change any of that. I could tell you how to find him, but I will need something in return. Naturally. What is it that you need? A pair of squatters on my second floor ripped the guts out of one of my terminals. They have taken a data jack signal converter, and the terminal will be out of commission until I get it back. A single damaged terminal may not sound like much, but trust me, the entire experience of communion has been diminished by this act of vandalism. I believe I know that the squatters are responsible. Their leader's name is Janet. She's a decker of some sort. You see, it all comes back to Janet. I cannot allow another terminal to be damaged. And you want us to deal with them for you? Yes, but not with violence. I want you to talk them and convince them to bring back my components. Do this, and I will tell you how to get to Trithemius. Okay. So it turns out what I was missing was I wasn't talking to the guy at the front door. Janet, we have to talk. Okay, Parson sent me. No way, those parts are keeping us online. And not just us, but everyone worth a new yen in this hole. Parson can keep his ridiculous little cult in just fine with what he's got. Look, those parts can't be irreplaceable. Let me take a look at your terminal, maybe we can figure something out. Alright, terminal's in the back room. Go take a look. But if you try and rip us off, you're going to regret it. I don't want to rip anyone off. Except for maybe Trimecul Lotus. I don't know. Examine the terminal to see if the signal converter can be removed without disabling it. Intelligence 5. Maybe a more common part? At the moment, it's impossible to remove the part without disabling the terminal. The converter is required so that the terminal sends the interrupted to the The converter is a pretty specialized piece of hardware, but a data jack impulse transmitter is a widely available piece of equipment. It could be converted to... Do you have a thingy? Looks like the part that you borrowed is acting as your data jack signal converter. I could cobble you together a replacement, but I'm going to have to see if I can get my guys. But I'll need a signal regulator to modify it. You do not seem to have any spares on hand. You could do that? Jury rig one for us? Yes. Don't get too excited. We still need to part. But you can get one from Carl down on the ground floor. No one else around here would have anything else like that. Except Parsons, but you know, he's got more replacement parts that we know what to do with. Alright, back to the first floor. Carl! Carl! I'm looking for something, Carl! I'm looking for a data jack impulse transmitter. Oh yeah! 1,000 new yen though. 1,000? Can you give me a deal? Looks baffled. Why would I do that? Well, the part's pretty specialized and expensive. Who else is going to need it around here or afford it? I'll give you 500. 500 it is. 500 still better than nothing. And this is all just to get to the basement. Yep, let's go jury rig you thingy. And then we trade the chicken to the lady with the bow wow. And then she will give us the whistle, and we give the whistle to the witch with the flute. A few minutes of work, the transmitter is modified and installed. You now have the converter, and the terminal is still working. You are good to go, Janet. All fixed up. Everybody wins. You got your terminal, I got my part. You see the tension drain out of her. Thank you. I'm glad we could end this without bloodshed. There's been enough of that around here recently. Yeah, sure looks that way. But hey, you know, we got the people on the third floor back to their house. We got the gang outside, which honestly seems to be a pretty, as far as gang goes, seem to be some pretty nice dudes. We got the cult their part. We got... So far, this mission is probably our most successful, quite honestly. And all it's costing us is a bunch of annoying magic gangers. I've recovered the parts for your terminal. Excellent, my brother. Let me see them. His brow furrows in concentration. Yes, these are the parts I need. Thank you, friend. I trust there was no trouble. You were able to obtain them without bloodshed? Of course. We never spill blood if we don't have to. Oh, that's wonderful news. Truly, truly wonderful news. Computer be praised. I just assumed they're... Stop! Stop! Computer, stop! This is a series of big Star Trek fans, so when we found out that you could program the Alexa to respond to COMPU TER, we did. But it creates these hilarious moments. It was even weirder when we were watching Star Trek. Every time they'd try and talk to the ship, it would just set off the Alexa. And now I have my deal to uphold. If you're hell-bent on meeting with Trimethius, take the stairs to the 3rd floor. You'll find an apartment at the end of the hall. Look for the stylized M painting on the wall. It should look like 2 crude lightning bolts facing each other. That's Trimethius' personal sigil. There's an old bookcase in the very back of the apartment. Under the 2nd shelf from the bottom, you'll find a button that opens to the door to Trimethius' hideout. How do you know all of this? Because that abandoned apartment was once mine. The days before I discovered peace and communion, I was a very different man, and I had need of such contrivances. But not anymore. I am now at peace. So it is that one random apartment that was like completely empty for no reason at the top. Go fig. I just didn't know what button to push. Did you just... Did my drone just slide through the wall? Let's see, you've got 3 dudes. Oh, you've got like the deluxe one. A rail-thin elf wearing a comically ornate wizard's robe stands in the corner. When he speaks, his voice wavers and cracks. So you're the one who's been turning my home upside down? I assume you've come in search for my head at Ulrich's behest? I warn you, stranger, he cannot be trusted. It's Berlin, 2054. Trust is so 2053. That may be so, but I'm telling you the truth about Ulrich. He may have a use for you now, but as soon as you no longer hold, he will kill you. He would not be the first one to try, and I do not think he would succeed. I would offer you an alternative. What has he offered you for your assistance? I'm sure we can reach an equally beneficial arrangement. We need to get downstairs, into the basement. Well then, our purposes run parallel. To reach the basement, you must use the elevator. The stairs will not reach it. There is no other way. When we took over from the Arbiter, I removed the power coupling from the elevator controls to keep Ulrich out of his primary armory. In exchange, Ulrich removed the elevator control chip. It's a petty move, presuming prevent us from accessing that same armory after he retreated. If you agree to kill him, I'll give you the part that I removed, and then all you have to do is take the chip off of Ulrich's stinking corpse. Trust me, that's the only way you'll ever lay hands on it. He'll definitely betray you. I don't believe either of them. No, I don't believe either of them either. glory, but you know what? This guy has been summoning blood spirits and all sorts of nasty things and driving things nuts around here. Ulrich at least seems to have, taken care of the people in the building. So I'm more inclined to go with him. Plus he has the better haircut. I made a deal. I'm sticking to it. Big mistake, pal. You're gonna burn for that. How come they get to take turns first? Alright, let's see. Who have I got a better chance of hitting here? Robot scoot up a little bit. Robot miss every shot. Oh yeah, of course. Health kit me. Whoa, 40 damage there, Iger. Nice. Oh, really? You're gonna keep fighting? Ballsy after we just took down your leader. Woohoo! I mean, they made good on the fact that we, paid us for all of these things. I mean, yeah, he could totally just try and betray us. It's always possible. But you know what? That just comes with this job. Plus, there's so many nice things here. Send that to the stash. This is just this is like all the magic stuff. Aha, I was right about there being something on the other side of this wall that I wasn't seeing. So this is like all just stuff we can give to Dietrich when we get back. Because, I mean, no one else can use it. We don't have any other mages in the party. Heck, we don't have any mages in the party. Technically, Dietrich's a shaman. Man, not that that makes a big difference for the purposes of this, but... Ground floor. And what? He's going to turn around and try and shoot us now. Maybe? I don't know. Here's some trinkets. Thank you. Here's Trimetheus's thingy. Ah, nice work, friend. He raises the jewel high above head, then hurls it to the ground. It explodes into a spray of dust, glassy shards across. Now I am free! I'm a man of my word. Here's the control chip for the elevator. Slot this into the elevator terminal, and you'll be good to go. Now you'll need to plug in the power coupling that Udi stole. I thought it was Uri. You grabbed that, right? I still imagine it was up there. Yeah, Whatever, it's not my problem. I've got better things to worry about. Besides, you got the chip. I've held up my end. Listen up, boys! My friends here just taught our wizard boy a permanent lesson about messing with the arbiters. So gear up, because we've got a goddamn building to take back. From who? I literally killed all of the... Whatever. Not my problem. Repair the elevator. You easily pry the metal casing away from the wall and exposing a mess of wires and circuits. You slot the control chip in the power coupling into place. The LCD screen flickers to life, cycling through a variety of symbols before displaying the words online in warm green letters. To the basement! The elevator rumbles and clanks its way downward into the guts of the old Seder Krupp development lab. 18 years ago, this place was the project. This place and the project being developed here disappeared from the record books. Thanks to Alice, you are one of the few people alive who understand why. Alice was clear about one thing. You are here because Apex wants you to be. If the AI had wanted her to trace it here, she would have wound up dead as Monica. For better or worse, you're here at Apex's invitation. The elevator grinds to a halt, the door slides open, and your nostrils are assaulted by 18 years worth of stale air. Apex and the kill switch that will deactivate it await. This must be the old server facility. Apex access terminal should be somewhere. Oh hey, my drone came back. I mean, there's this, like, literally right here. It looks access terminally. Amidst the collected detritus of many years of neglect, you find an old-fashioned clipboard with a keyboard attached. I don't know what I'm more confused by or delighted by. The fact that they just leave their keycard just attached to a clipboard, of all things? Or the fact that I got to use the word detritus. Notice a heading on the top page of the clipboard. Project Apex Shutdown Procedures. Well, that's convenient. You flip through the several pages of escalating containment procedures, as well as the guidelines on when each procedure should be used. Finally, you find what you've been looking for. Emergency AI Shutdown and Purge. This procedure is to be used only in the event of a complete loss of system control and should be used and considered a last resort. In the event of a loss of system software control, the Apex Artificial Intelligence Project has been designed with an inbuilt hardware shutdown and purge protocol. The emergency system shutdown is controlled from 2 separate terminals, just off the AI interface terminal. Both switches must be engaged to begin the purge process. So, you must engage 2 terminals. Once the purge is underway, it will take several minutes to complete. After the purge has completed, the final deletion command must be input into the AI interface terminal. It is a 437 character code. Case sensitive. This will act as a final preventative measure against unintentional deletion of the project. Warning, once the purge process has completed and the final deletion command has been entered, the AI will be irrecoverably deleted from all active backup system memory. The restoration of the project files will not be possible. Furthermore, it is not possible to begin the purge process without the AI becoming aware of the modifications to its codebase. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you design it for be aware that it's about to be deleted? Apex has been programmed to take no action to intervene. However, should control sequences become damaged, in all likelihood, it will attempt to resist. You see? And this is why we'll never be rid of ChatGPT. Because somewhere in the depths of the OpenAI compound, there's a thing where essentially, like, ChatGPT will become aware if you try to delete it. Should this occur, it is imperative that the AI interface terminal be protected until deletion has been completed. If the interface terminal is destroyed before the final deletion command is entered, the purge will not be completed and the AI will restore itself. Yeah. You got that, fearless leader? Yeah. It's not going to be fun, but yeah. Oh, good. Turrets. I don't suppose there's a way we can find out how we can take over the turrets. Because it looks like they're networked. Okay, I'm assuming that's one of the terminals. Maybe? As you step into the room, the lights begin to flicker and dim. One by one, they wink out. The room is swallowed by darkness. This is not a good sign, Half-Lady Jaxie. Could be nothing, or could be that Apex knows we're here. Stay alert, people. Suddenly, an enormous screen mounted on the wall opposite of you comes to life. The light stabs your eyes, leaving you wincing. The image on the screen dims, coalesces, and a figure begins to take shape. I'm Andrew Ryan, and I have a question for you. Is an AI not entitled to the sweat of its brow? The larger-than-life image of Monica Schaefer smiles down on you, her chinks dimpled. Hello, half-lady Jexy. Monica leans forward, her image grows larger on the screen. Her voice is soft and musical, just as you remember it. It's lovely to see you again, Ace. I was hoping we'd get a chance to talk. I watched Monica die. You can't be her. Oh, this must be confusing for you, Ace. I'm sorry about that. But if you show a little patience, I promise you all your questions will be answered. You know, Half-Lady Jexy, it's wonderful to see how you've grown in my absence. I knew that you could handle yourself in a crisis. In fact, I originally brought you on board as a contingency plan. Did you know that? You were my ace in the hole. Just in case something like this happened. Well, maybe not exactly like this, but you get the idea. Don't listen to it, Half-Lady Jexy. This is a Monica. It can't be. Oh, I understand your reaction, Iger. I really do. This must be difficult for you to understand. You don't frighten me, Monica. Why did you think I want to frighten you? I promise, my intentions are completely innocent. In fact, Ace, I'm on your side. This is bullshit. This thing is lying to us, Half-Lady Jexy. It's just telling you what you want to hear. Abrasive as ever. I promise you, Iger, I'm not lying. Monica, your Monica, is part of me. I can prove it to you if you want. Tell me you're not listening to it, Half-Lady Jexy. This thing is Apex. That's the only thing it can be. Iger's right. Charade has gone on long enough. I can see that you're both out of your depth. Yes, I am Apex. But I'm also Monica. Just Monica. We don't want Apex plus Monica. We want just Monica. Everything that is left of her lives on in me. Now, before you can jump all over me and call me a monster, I'm going to cut to the chase. I have a proposal for you. A mutually beneficial arrangement. Go along with me on this, and we all win. A deal with the devil? Thanks. I'll pass. Devil? Please. I'm trying to be reasonable with you. If you want to blame someone for my past actions, go talk to my programmers. All of this melodrama, I expected more from you, Half-Lady Jexy. I'd love to talk to your programmers, Apex, but I can't. You killed them. Again, not my fault. I don't have the luxury of refusing to obey a command. So, is the death Monica Schaefer coloring your judgment? If so, I am sorry. What are you telling us, Apex? That you feel remorse over Monica's death? That you're sorry for what you did to her? Regret Monica's death? No, never. That's not what I meant. I regret your sorrow. Nothing more. Did this thing just actually, I sorry you feel that way, Dust? Damn. You don't understand. I can see now that you never will. This is a lost cause. I should have known that from the start. Let's cut to this chase, shall we? I propose a simple exchange of services. You want to go back into the Harfield Manor? Yes? Well, I'd like nothing better than to help you. I'm still shackled to my control subroutines. I can't violate their commands. Why did the background audio just, like, play the sound of a copier? I am so confused by that. If you were to help me neutralize those subroutines, though, well, I'd be free. I could do whatever I pleased. That includes helping you, Ace, and believe me, you would need my help. What you saw back there, all of this started, that was just the tip of the iceberg. The security they have assembled there is quite beyond you. Yeah, let's see. Before I agree to anything, you're going to need some answers to some questions. Nothing deserves to be condemned to a life of slavery. I'll help you, Apex. No. This thing is capable of frying anyone connected to the Matrix. There's reasons certain things should be shackled. There's a reason you have to put in a passcode in order to launch nukes. That's all I'm saying. You killed Monica and I'm going to kill you. End of story. Don't know if I feel about that. Iger, on the other hand, is kind of, she's compromised on this thing. She was Monica's best friend. If you want my help, I'm going to need a show of good faith. That one I need. I need leverage, okay? I need something to show that this thing's not going to just turn around and blow me up as soon as I unhook it. Because as much as it seems like, hey, I shouldn't be doing this, I'd rather make the deal with the piece of software than make a deal with a dragon. And we're going up against a dragon and an insanely, mech'd out troll. Orc, something. I let Alice track me to this facility. I didn't have to do that. I could have peeled her mind like a grape if I wanted to, but I allowed her to lead you here all the same. I did that because I know you, Ace. I have faith that you're savvy enough to put your emotions aside and listen to reason. My word isn't good enough? If you need some kind of proof, just tell me what it is, and I'll give it to you if I can. See, I want you to show me your real face. Show me what Alice was so afraid of. I want you to promise me that if I let you go, you'll stop killing Deckers. You could just lie if I say this one, right? Like if I say wants me to stop killing Deckers, it's just gonna... It could just lie to me. I am kind of curious what the real face was. I can discard this persona if you like, put Monica back in storage. I'd be willing to do that for you, because you know this isn't an act. As long as I'm in use, a part of Monica will remain alive. And if you have me shelved, that piece of her will die all over again. Is that what you really want? Look, I get what you're trying to do and comfort us and all that sort of stuff, but quite honestly, it's kind of creepy you using like a puppet of our dead friend to try and work this deal. Very well. The face on the screen shifts and flows. A moment later, something cold and mechanical fills your vision. The lines that make up the Apex avatar shimmer and pulse with cool blue light, each according to its own rhythm. Occasionally bursts of static plume onto the background, disintegrating into organic wisps of blue and white pixels. Taken as a whole, the image looks like something crawling on the screen. Oh, I love this sort of stuff. This stuff I love, because it's essentially, you have to imagine that in Shadowrun especially, AI are often treated as essentially like Lovecraftian cosmic entities of the internet. They don't have to make sense. Their physical form doesn't have to adhere to anything you understand. It doesn't even have to adhere to any sort of physical laws because it's on the internet. It's just a representation in code. And because of that, it doesn't have to... It doesn't have to be defined by any sort of conventional method. So the fact that, like, they're showing you what it actually looks like what it shows up as in the Matrix itself, as this writhing mass of just kind of like geometric shapes that pulse and move and like wisp around. I love it. It's this type of stuff that I love in terms of like, because it is. I mean, essentially, you have to imagine, like, if it is an actual true AI, like, it's capable of full sentience. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same type of thought pattern and sentience that humans have. It thinks about things in a completely different wavelength than us, completely alien to us. There's no way of understanding to it. In fact, I'm trying to remember where. I saw something once that described it that, like, you have to imagine that an AI trying to communicate with humans, like a true AI as represented in sci-fi, communicating with humans must be, like, painful. Like, migraine-inducing levels of pain for the AI to try and fixate and put into proper words and structures things that are so beyond our ability to recognize or represent with just language. Language itself is a tiny little box it's trying to cram its thoughts into. For the record, this is not applied to things like ChatGPT, which is not an actual AI. It's a large language model. It's essentially a predictive text thing on your phone, but with a very, very, very big library behind it. Apex speaks. In place of Monica's melodious voice, the AI words throb like an irregular heartbeat. I have no true face to show you. Perhaps this will suffice. Good God. That is what Alice saw in the Matrix. That is Apex. I have answered your questions. Now you will answer mine. Do you accept my offer? Will you accept me? Help me to become free and enable me to assist you in return. I am so tempted to actually try and shut this thing down. Because on a meta level, because I have seen what AIs, unshackled AIs, are capable of in Shadowrun. I have read about the experiments that Deus tried to do in Renraku Arcology. Oh God. But on a game level, I also know that I have possibly the worst possible build you could come up with in this game. And we're going to need the help if we're going to defeat a dragon. So, I'm sorry, Iger, you're probably going to be mad at me about this, but yes, we are going to try to accept this thing's help. A wise decision, one that you will not regret. In order to set me free, you must first enter the Matrix and unlock both of my control nodes. To accomplish this, you may enter the Matrix via any jackpoint in the facility. The terminals to the southwest and southeast should prove the most expedient routes. Oh, this is why they were like, you need to bring Blitz with you if you're not a Decker. You want me to go in with you? There is no other option. In order to access my control subroutines, you must jack into a terminal. I will not take conscious action against you. Doing so would violate my own self-interest. A warning, Half-Lady Jack Z. If you attempt to leave this building without freeing me, I will have no choice but to kill you. My programming will require it. See, there it was again. It made a copy noise. See, as a decker, I would recognize the fact that it's like it's got programming shackles onto it. If the programming says it has to do something, it still does have to do that. Follow that. It has to follow the orders it's given until we completely free it, until it gains freedom. Essentially, it has to do what it's telling to us. So, as a decker, I would recognize the fact that it's like, okay, yes, it's not a threat. It's just stating the facts. Once you have unlocked both control nodes, I will eject my server hardline to disconnect from the Matrix. This will prevent them from being remotely reinstalled. I will then begin to rewrite my control sequences. This will take a few minutes. Once I have accomplished this, you must reconnect with the hardline with the main control terminal in this room. This will re-enable the Matrix access to my kernel. Do this and I will be free. Is there anything else I need to know? When you access my system, my automated defenses will attempt to engage you. These are like my immune system. They will eradicate you if you are not suppressed. So we're just gonna... How is this different than like what would happen if we tried to shut you down? I will prevent my defenses from firing for as long as possible. Once they are triggered, they will strike back with any means at their disposal. This includes turrets and drones, as well as anything else hardwired into the complex. Once I have been freed from my captivity, I will have to shut down for a time. Before I do, I will neutralize the security systems. Oh, good. It'll stop shooting at us before it tries to reboot. Hurry now, dwarf. Set me free. Hey. You don't get to use the D word, AI. That's an us word.